Can I just talk about the conspiracy right now to make the Big 12 irrelevant as far as TV contracts go? How this is ridiculous. How is Michigan State number 3 versus a 3 and 4 team the primetime ABC game when you have two ranked teams fighting for the top spot in the Big 12 playing? How is Michigan the primetime game? It's the same 2 weeks ago when we played TCU. We're gonna watch Clemson Florida State. Who gives a crap? Nobody. And I know that because Oklahoma State beat them in the ratings.
The big
Like, why is
house.
this game the 2:30 game over Michigan State, Michigan?
The
Like, I guess
rivalry.
it's a
That's
rivalry, but it's
the
not an
only
important
reason.
game.
It's the
Nobody
only reason, though.
cares. It's
It's
gonna
the
be a
rivalry.
blowout. It's ridiculous. It's just the TV networks trying to pump up the Big Ten and the ACC and the SEC. If the Big 12 can kind of get out of the way, it's garbage. The Big 12 is clearly better than the ACC, and it's not close. It's not close. I get it. The SEC, Big Ten, 1-2, 1A, 1B, whatever you call them, clearly. This ACC nonsense needs to go. Nobody cares about Wake Forest. They're not that good. Oklahoma State would run straight through Wake Forest. No, don't give me that. Don't give me that. I said this last year. I said no, Oklahoma State would run straight through Notre Dame, and they ran straight through them because Notre Dame's trash. They would run through Clemson. They wouldn't run through Clemson. I think they beat Clemson. Wake Forest is going to get destroyed by Oklahoma State. North Carolina State, Florida State, Oklahoma State, and TCU run through all those teams. It's an absolute blowout. ACC is terrible outside of Clemson.
Clemson's not even that good.
I think Oklahoma State beats Clemson. I think it's a closer game than the other games. But I don't think Clemson gets top 4 in the Big 12 right now. This year. Just this year. Historically, it's a different situation. But I think it's a conspiracy to keep the Big 12 out of the primetime games.
Well, yeah,
It's giant games.
It is all TV contracts, right? Because the SEC gets night games every week. They have a night game basically. It's. I mean, what powerhouse team after Oklahoma and Texas leave are going to be in the Big 12 that you're like that's a ratings drawing team?
So I don't disagree, but like I've seen like the top rated games this year, especially between the Big 12 and Pac-12, and it's not even close. The Big 12 is dominating the ratings. That's not including OU Texas games, and that's with games not including OU and Texas. Like they're getting draws, but they're at terrible times. So like TCU, Oklahoma State had to go against Bama, Tennessee, and they still were second leading game. They were behind that game, which is obviously Bama, Tennessee was a huge game. Like they're getting ratings. They're like, no, let's just keep them out of the prime time. Why? So you can watch Clemson, Syracuse. Well, Syracuse was actually a pretty good game. That was a big game. It was like Clemson, Florida State. It was like that's not a game anybody wants to watch. I just think it's a different conspiracy to try to make the Big 12 look not as legitimate as the other conferences, and it's ridiculous.
So is there an average how many games the Big 12 gets at night? Because I know Oklahoma's had one.
So on the big networks, I think on ABC and ESPN, I don't think there's been any night games. They've been on FS1 or like that. I don't think there's been any.
Oklahoma had a prime time. Oklahoma played Kansas State on a big network at night.
Was it prime time? Are you sure? I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, because they did the light show. I remember that. We got beat down by Adrian Martinez under the lights. That was fun. But I think Big 12 only gets like 1 to 2 per team, maybe. Yeah, maybe just the top half only gets primetime games at night.
But after this game, Oklahoma State's schedule is done till OU really. I mean, it's like Iowa State, who could beat them, but I mean, and then OU, and then West Virginia.